Hi, in this video we will talk about avoidance. We have talked in previous video that most of our thoughts that come to our mind are negative. Some research even shows around 80 to 90% of our thoughts are negative. So we cannot process all of our negative thoughts. So the best thing is to let it pass and be mindful, be in the present moment, observe our breathing, do mindful breathing, try not to think about the past too much, try not to think about the future, just try to be in the moment, in the present moment, and be mindful and not to fight with our thoughts. We cannot avoid our thoughts and feeling, as we have talked previously, that feelings come from our thought. So we cannot avoid our thoughts, and in turn we cannot avoid our feeling. Most of our thoughts, and because of these thoughts our feelings will be negative. So it's pretty natural to have a combination of positive and negative thoughts. There is no way that you will have positive thoughts all the time. You will have more negative thoughts than positive thoughts. The problem comes when we try to avoid or push or resist those negative thoughts, as we have this wrong perception that negative thoughts and emotion are not good for us, and we need to have positive thoughts all the time, because that's how we are being raised uh, in our culture, media, social media, TV, and the advertisement you see in the TV, the people on social media. We look at Facebook and we feel, hey, my friend is having such a nice time, my friend is happy all the time, without thinking that my friend has been um, posting his or her uh, Facebook post maybe once a year, and maybe once a year my friend went to a vacation. I don't know how the rest of the year for that friend was, but we have this kind of thought that everyone around us is happy except me. Due to this perception, we try to be happy all the time, and we worry about facing negative emotions. A lot of time, when we have this tendency that we compare ourselves with other people. Imagine if we all have that level of happiness, let's say, ingrained in our forehead, and on a scale of 10 to 1 to 10, where 10 is the maximum happiness, 1 is the least happiness, we all would be 8. Everyone in the world would be 8. Doesn't matter what you think, what you do. Would we be more happier or more sad? I believe we would have been more happier, because we would see everyone is having the same kind of happiness, so we will not be worried what's the other person's happiness is. The problem comes is with the comparison, because we don't know, we cannot judge how the other person's rating of happiness is. So we keep thinking, we keep comparing ourselves, our happiness, uh, um, our social, our happiness, everything. We keep comparing ourselves. It's not only the happiness about how much wealth other person has, how much education, how many people he knows. We just compare. If there is no comparison in the world, we would not be as sad as we are these days. Yeah. So we try to be worried about facing negative emotions, or we think that negative emotions will be created by a negative situation. Then what we do, we try to avoid this negative situation or difficult situation. We don't take chances in our life, and we try to push these negative thoughts, because in our mind, negative thoughts, negative feeling is not good. There's something wrong with me, that's why I'm having these thoughts. So what we do, we try to drink excessively, Because drinking excessively, what will happen for a short period of time, we will feel happy, or we eat a lot. So we are trying to eat to satisfy our, our, our feeling, to be happy. So it gives us happiness, it gives us that good hormones release, we feel happy. Or we work a lot to feel happy. We are trying to avoid some of the feelings, thoughts we have. Or sometimes we just get upset, we don't know how to process our emotions or thoughts. Or sometimes we just distract ourselves going on social media. We consume a lot of TV, we play a lot of video games, or sometimes we just go online and start shopping. And we do so many things. None of these things I have talked about is bad, as long as we are doing in a mindful way, in a calculated way, in a way that is not too excessive, or we plan it. Rather than right now, let's say I'm not hungry, I'm having this um, meeting, let's say, with a friend of mine at work who's a good friend, but I just don't like to work with this guy at work. I'm feeling, I'm having this thought, oh, I have to meet with this guy. I start feeling anxious. I just don't want to feel that way. What I did, I go in the refrigerator, grab some food, heat it up, and start eating, thinking that, hey, I am hungry, but I'm not hungry. I'm just having this feeling. I would like to feel happy, and I am consuming food to feel happy. So the problem is that we are doing things. The right thing, eating is a good thing, but if we are doing it excessively um, and unintentionally, then it's a problem. It's okay to do these things if you are doing it in a moderate fashion and intentionally. But if we are doing it to feel happy all the time, to avoid painful situation, painful emotions, then we will always be worried about feeling anxious, worried about feeling sad, worried about those um, emotions, and we will try to avoid it as much as we can, and we will try to avoid the situation, these circumstances. And I'm not saying that you go on these circumstances and you invite trouble. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there are times that we cannot avoid these things, and there will be time that you will have to come across difficult conversation, you will have to come across difficult people, you will come across situation that you might not be comfortable, um, but we all have to face it. We just cannot avoid it, because we are avoiding it, we are pushing it away, and then we are um, using other things to kind of numb our feelings. So we need to face our painful emotions if they are there. We tell ourselves that it's part of being human. We will have more negative thoughts than positive thoughts. And these emotions are temporary and it will pass. A lot of time what we feel that, oh, they will never go away. Have you ever seen someone who will have the same emotion for the rest of his or her life? I have never seen anyone. It will go away. But the problem is we keep worrying so much, and we have so much of anxiety around negative thought that something really bad going to happen. So then we try to avoid it. And these negative thoughts are not going to hurt us, and we might feel these kind of physical sensations in our body when we feel upset, angry, anxious, like muscle tension in the back and neck area. I usually get in the back area, sometimes even sweatiness I get, and increased heartbeat. But remember, this is part of the life, and the more difficult emotions we face, the more stronger we get. Um, Life is about facing challenges. Life is about growing, keep growing, and when you will grow, when you will move forward, you will face difficult circumstances. You will have a difficult conversation. You will have times when things will be difficult. You will have obstacle, but we just cannot avoid these kind of things. But if we stop worrying about it, we just keep telling our brain that I can manage these difficult situations, because if I have difficult situation, what will happen? I will have difficult thought, and when I will have difficult thought, I will have difficult emotions, and when I have difficult emotions, I have tools to manage these difficult emotions, and a lot of time it just goes away on its own. So if we just keep ourselves open to all these emotions, we can live a very bold and very fulfilling life, rather than just keep thinking about it. When you have these thoughts, just if you are feeling so anxious, just tell yourself what's the worst that can happen. um, so hopefully this video was helpful. Thanks for watching.